How many kills does each Star Wars character have? Well, by the end of this video, you will know the kill counts of the most infamous characters in the films, which range from Jango Fett, who only kills 3 characters ever on screen, to Luke Skywalker, who blew up the Death Star, fine, to even General Hux, who killed billions with Starkiller base. However, there's one problem. Considering the thousands of Star Wars characters that exist, there's no way I am covering them all in one video. So who should I start with? Well, who is better than Anakin Skywalker himself, who was already killing life forms at the age of 9. The first of which being Dalte Dauphine, who was a Nemodian captain of the Vuitton Pala until it was blown up by Anakin's starfighter at the Battle of Naboo. Tehau, TC-14, and 15 different named battle droids are also killed because of Anakin firing on the reactor here.
We got him, aren't you?
In Attack of the Clones, Anakin somehow got even less named character deaths, with literally 0. But after the Clone Wars, a brutal conflict between the Republic's clone forces and the droid army of the Separatists spanning 3 years, Anakin became completely desensitized to the concept of killing. And while many fans may think they know all the times he used the dark side here, it happened more often than you may think. These include TI-99, ROZ-67, TV-94, Tal Merrick, the daughter, the son, and the father, also TZ-33, Kraken, and Admiral Trench. Fun fact, in the unfinished episodes from the original Season 7 of the Clone Wars, we were to see even more moments of Anakin killing without mercy to show him getting closer to the dark side. Anakin kills 16 different characters in Revenge of the Sith, the most important of which being Count Dooku, Shaak Ti,
He's still alive.
also Newt Gunray, and Poggle the Lesser. As Darth Vader, he kills a whopping 19 characters on screen, including the Second Sister, Seer Junda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Biggs Darklighter, Admiral Ozzel, and Sheev Palpatine. In total, Anakin, also known as Darth Vader, kills 63 different named characters on screen. However, including off-screen and unnamed characters, his canon kill count shoots up to 150,000. But what if I told you Anakin's apprentice had even more kills, with her number actually reaching into the millions? We'll talk about her more later, but first let's look at Luke Skywalker, who is the second of the 10 most infamous Star Wars characters I will be breaking down today. You may think of Luke as the true hero of Star Wars, but then again, from an Imperial point of view, he was a mass murderer and terrorist that ended the lives of 1.5 million after he blew up the Death Star in A New Hope. And none of his other kills got even close to this one, as he had a total of 20 named character deaths, one of which is, funny enough, Wolf Yularen, who his father Anakin Skywalker served beside during the Clone Wars. Luke's complete canon kill count is 1.5 million lives. Now imagine that number, but get rid of the 0.5 and get rid of the million. That leaves us with, oh yeah, 1. Well, infamous bounty hunter and supposed Jedi killer would know all about that with his 1 kill that he ever gets on screen, who is named, that being Coleman Trebor. Okay, editor's note, apparently I'm a complete idiot because Jango kills Zam Wesell and the Reek as well. This means his total kills are 3 rather than 1, so I guess that's a big jump from where I thought. And while his canon number may or may not be the lowest, in Legends he kills at least 2,094 different life forms, but I still can't get over the fact that in Attack of the Clones he only kills 2 people and 1 beast. This is nothing compared to our next character, the actual Top Gun of bounty hunting, Cad Bane.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
In the Clone Wars alone, Cad takes out the Senate Commando J-Fallen, the Senator Philo, the Jedi Ord Innocence, although off-screen, and then also the Jedi Bolo Ropal, Denal, and most importantly, Bolduga, who has a nice hat. Then also he kills CT-8508 and Scott in the Bad Batch and Mandalorian. And in Tales of the Underworld, he takes out his childhood friend Nero. This gives him 9 named character deaths, so I don't want to see any more YouTube polls with Jango Fett getting more votes than Cad, considering he has 3 times the kills. And yes, this is personal. As far as his canon kill count, it comes in at 150,336. Although even I have to admit this number is nothing compared to Grand Moff Tarkin's 2,019 kills that come from the Death Star's destruction of Alderaan in A New Hope. And shout out to the guy that was down there on the surface counting every person that died. I really assumed it was 2,018 kills, but now that I know it was 2,019 kills, this really changes the way I see these movies. But in all seriousness, it is disturbing how high this number is. However, 2 billion is nothing compared to the 155 billion slaughtered at the command of Armitage Hux on Starkiller base in The Force Awakens. It makes sense that the number would be so high considering this battle station struck not just one, but 5 different planets, including the New Republic capital of Hosnian Prime. And I really find General Hux's character arc from mass murderer to resistant spy very inspiring. I think we should all strive to be like Hux. And speaking of characters with a big heart, we next up have Darth Maul.
What fun!
In total, Maul has 9 on-screen named character deaths, starting with the Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn and Finn Ertay, and then even Pre Vizsla, leader of Death Watch himself, who by the way might just be the only character in this video to go out in a dignified manner, except maybe Count Dooku. Also Satine Kryze, the 7th sister, and the 5th brother die here as well, making his total canon kill count 9,553. But what about the man who killed Darth Maul?
Kenobi. Kenobi!
Yes, next up is the Negotiator himself.
Yes.
And for a keeper of the peace, Obi-Wan certainly caused a lot of death, that being 9 different named on-screen deaths to be exact. The most important ones in my opinion are General Grievous and Darth Maul, both of which would consider Obi-Wan their arch nemesis. But 831,000 is the total number of kills he has acquired in canon, many of which came from droids throughout the Clone Wars. But admittedly, this is to be expected as one of the top generals of a war. Also, this has me wondering, is there any peaceful way the Jedi could have handled the Clone Wars? Perhaps to simply be strategizers and plan out the war effort from Coruscant. But let me know what you think in the comments. I would definitely be interested to hear what y'all's answer to this is. But real quick, here's the Christian advice of this video. If you want to get back to the main video, then you can skip to this time right here. Now today I just wanted to talk about something that's been helping me with productivity and just getting work done recently that I thought might be interesting to some of you to, combat sloth and some of those sort of things. And for me, I have really found the sort of mantra or the idea of just really sticking to my schedule I have planned no matter what. That is the most number one crucial rule. And when you just prioritize the work, and sticking to the schedule above like everything, then you are able to get way more accomplished. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the video, this is just a quick reminder that you can leave a comment if you have any video suggestions, like things relating to, how many deaths or whatever in a Star Wars movie that you want me to cover, and I will gladly read through those. But yeah, let's get back to it. But what about Ahsoka Tano, who had an even higher kill count than her master Anakin? That's right, Ahsoka has 9 named character kills on screen and 15,500,000 kills from canon in total. Although I think I'm still recovering from the time she beheaded 4 different Mandalorians in one go. At least she is no longer a Jedi, I guess. Still pretty messed up though. Some of her most brutal and notable kills come from O.C. Sobek, Marok, and Morgan Elsbeth. But what about someone who is evil in Star Wars and enjoys it? That's right, I'm thinking of Emperor Palpatine, who starting with Savage Opress, killed 8 different named characters on screen. Other notable kills to put on his name include Aegon Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto, as well as Mace Windu, who was thrown out the window because of Palpatine's Force Lightning. Anakin Skywalker was also killed by the wounds he sustained from Palpatine's Force Lightning. Until the end, Palpatine was always a poison that Darth Vader lived off of. Naturally, when Palpatine died, Vader was taken with him. Also, Nien Nunb was killed as well. In total, Sheev killed 3,957, but considering that basically every death in Star Wars is caused by him, we could argue that the Emperor has a kill count ranging in the trillions. But what led Sheev Palpatine to becoming the monster behind the biggest wars, deaths, and empires in Star Wars? Well, to find out his full life story, click this video on screen right now.